that we are a people sitting on unceded land. And from here on, I asked Sherry if she has a record of attendance. Okay, absence and regrets have been recorded. Declaration of conflict of interest. This is nothing new. If anybody has a conflict of interest with any topic that we're going to bring up, please at the time acknowledge it. Approval of the agenda. Does everybody have a copy of the agenda? Okay. Does anybody want to add anything to it? I do mind you if you do. It's going to be a tight agenda tonight and a long session. So does anybody have any additions for, we'll say, this agenda or maybe February's agenda?
At some point, can we discuss the clearing of snow? I don't know if that's something to be mentioned or not. I've seen someone, I can't remember the man's name right now, someone on Facebook that was commenting on the lack of snow clearing on, I think it was John Street.
Yeah, that has been a hot subject. Would you be okay if we put that on the agenda for February if needed?
I would, yeah.
Okay. Deletions. Anybody look over the agenda or something you don't want to talk about or not ready to talk about?
I move we accept the agenda as presented.
Okay, second. Tracy? Great. Approval of the agenda, going to number 6. Minutes. Do we have the minutes from the last meeting? Is everybody comfortable with them? I have a copy of them here. Did everybody get a copy of last minute's meetings? Had a chance to read through them? Were there any errors that anybody noted? No? Okay, then can I have a motion to accept the minutes of the last meeting as they were distributed? Anybody?
So moved.
Okay, first and second, great. Moving on. Public input session. I do have some things that I will cover in February. I met with a couple of people in November. There was nothing emergency pressing here, so I will submit some reports. They don't wish to be publicly acknowledged or to come on board and talk to us. I guess they're shy, but I did meet with a respiratory therapist and I did meet with someone who's a part-time teacher who has worked with people with special needs back in November, and I'll give a report on that in February. So, moving on. Is this where Mike wants to stop or change message?
Mr. Chair, I would suggest we can go through items 9A and 9B.
Okay, perfect. I don't have an A or B, but I do have a 9 additions, or maybe my agenda is not up to date. I don't know. Is there any additions to the agenda? Comments or concerns? We have Peter's discussion for snowfall or snow removal, and we're going to move that to February. Gail, did you have something? No, I just saw your hand waving. I wasn't sure. Anybody else have any additions?
My pen.
I have the same version of the agenda as the chair. So Natalie, I'm not sure. Could you name the items that you're referring to, please?
So 9A is the chair update. 9B is the work plan deliverables update.
Okay, on the one that we have, that's 8A and B.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Okay, so. Okay, well, I guess the way, Judy has it differently. That's what's printed out in my package, so I apologize.
No.
It does say January 25th, right, at the top? Okay,
You have Natalie. I have the same.
okay. They might have an earlier version. They probably have an earlier version, Tracy, so.
Yeah, I'm looking
We're
at
all
the web.
good, so,
Yeah, the website's 9A, B,
Website.
and C.
yeah, okay.
The chair update is pretty simple. As you know, we didn't meet like we were planning on it on January 8th. COVID numbers are increasing. I was kind of looking forward to meeting everybody and seeing everybody, but I guess we're gonna have to put that off for another time. I still look forward to having coffee with everybody someday. We did, as I mentioned, I did talk to some people back in November, and I'll have a report on that in the time to come. December, we didn't meet, as you all know. I also took a moment, and you'll see it in the accessibility plan when we get there, and wrote the introductory to the plan. Do we have a copy of that I can bring up? Natalie?
No, but we should probably bring that up in our workshop.
Okay, we can do that too. Same thing. Anyway, that is the chair's message. It's a short one, but basically we're going to push tonight's meeting to work on reviewing our plan that we've been working so hard on, reviewing our community input and looking at the draft of the accessibility plans, the audits, etc. So on that note, I'm going to turn it over to Natalie for work plan deliverable updates.
Okay, so let's make sure this works. Okay, can everyone see the screen?
There it is. Yep.
I'm presuming so, since I can't see everybody. So just a quick update. I'll just scrolling down to where we are in our deliverables plan. So we've completed in November the host a community meeting, the virtual sessions. As reported here, we didn't do any focus group sessions due to public health restrictions, health concerns. And we completed all of we've closed the online or paper survey outreach. And so we'll be discussing that final report in our workshop after this meeting. So we're done there. The next deliverable, so the deliverable that's left from that section is a community update. And so that is going to be after we present to council, then we present the full community update, which will be the final report document. The next item that we had as a deliverable is hold an education and awareness session with council. So this matter is for discussion. I think it might be an item that we'll talk about in the workshop. Given the timeline and the shortness of the timeline to get a document or to present for the AAC to present the document to council, we need to discuss whether or not at this point in time we want to do the first person video compilation. So Mike can speak to that once we get into our workshop, and we can come out with a decision. We have some recommendations there. Auditing is going to be an ongoing process for the life of this committee. But to let you know that town hall has been completed, the Killings Marina, that's been completed. Work is under progress with Mariners on Main, and I believe perhaps maybe quickly, whoever's done an outdoor audit, I think Tracy, you've done one. Maybe you just want to have a quick comment there.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. I did the Frost Park audit, and I think I did a few extra ones. I wasn't sure exactly what to audit, but it was a really positive experience for me. Like I enjoyed looking at all the aspects that that area has to offer. And, you know, there's a lot of things that probably do need a lot of work, but there's certainly a lot of things that can be easily updated and made accessible. So I think that was the message coming out. You don't have to completely overhaul an area to make improvements to it. And it doesn't all cost money either. So I'm hoping that, you know, just some little things could be adjusted just to make that a little bit more accessible.
Thank you, Tracy. I think it's important. We've got some of that information coming in, and that's the area of where the committee needs to be able to get those reports now, to take a look at it, and staff will certainly be looking at it as part of our plan moving forward, and providing feedback to the committee. So thank you very much, and thanks Francois, because he certainly was key in making sure you guys got some guidance and was there to support you. So thank you. So again, that's in progress, and as part of our submission of our plan to the province, audits, the completion of all audits are not mandatory. They understand that this is work, that's continual work we'll be doing as a municipality. So the accessibility plan, basically the timeline dates are to plan a presentation to council in the month of February, and as best as possible to make sure that we can submit an adopted plan to the province before the end of March. So at this point in time, until we go through the workshop, I'm identifying that we're still on schedule. So if there are any comments, or concerns or questions, happy to address them now with the committee.
I guess there's no questions, but I do thank you, Natalie, for keeping us on track. And as Natalie has stated, we're on track to get our first draft in front of the council, and then furthermore in front of Nova Scotia. What is the Department of Justice we're reporting to?
That's correct.
Okay. So is everybody ready to move on to the workshop? Okay. And thank you, Tracy, for taking the time to do Frow's Park. Okay, does Mike want to switch gears here?